friends, I'm Laura and welcome to my channel. Here we talk about creativity and mental health for women, and especially how those two areas overlap and how we can use creativity to heal from past trauma, work towards better mental health, and celebrate our lives and make our lives as beautiful as we desire them to be. I am so glad you're here. Today we are going to be talking about planners. I love planners. I've been using planners for so long and I love them. And today we're specifically going to be talking about how you can use a planner to help with your mental health. There are certain strategies and techniques that I'm going to share with you today about how your planner can really help aid your mental health journey. I'm so excited to show you how I have used some of these techniques in the past and to show you what some of my past planners and current planners look like involving these techniques. Because here's the thing, there are so many different approaches to planning and having a planner, but I think the most important thing is that your planner makes your life better. So let's dive into the tips and techniques. So the first tip is to use your planner to document what you actually did that day and what you actually accomplished, rather than using it as a to-do list with all the stuff you want to accomplish or need to accomplish. So when I used to use my planner to write down all the things that are to-dos or appointments or things that I need to get done or want to get done, I would feel horrible, because often what would happen is I would have all these little check boxes down the side and only 1/3 of those things would be checked off. Because any planner will be able to share with you that we tend to overestimate what we can get done in a day. So one thing that I found has tremendously shifted planning for me and how it affects my mental health is that if I have an appointment or something that I think needs to get done, I will use just like a little sticky note down on the page to write down that appointment. That way, if something happens and that appointment gets canceled or rescheduled and I wrote it in pen, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It can get moved to the next time that is, or it can get thrown out, and I don't have to worry about that being on that page forever. And then for running to-do lists or task lists, I will often just add an insert, and this will have all the things that I want to get done or I think I need to get done that week, and then I will check them off as I go and then write them down on each day that I actually did them. And then on the back here I have a shopping list insert. So that's just one sheet where I would keep track of all the things I need to do or think I need to do, all the things I want to do, all that sort of thing. And then I write them down as I actually do them. So that way, if something is left unchecked, it is not a permanent reminder in my planner of what I didn't accomplish. Instead, how I actually use this planner is I use it to write down the things I did do that day. And this, for me, has been amazing, because a lot of times you can look back at a week or a month and it's easy to think, what did I do all week? What did I even accomplish this last month? I feel like I've made no progress. And if you have a negative voice in your head that talks to you like that, switching how you use your planner to actually write down the things that you did get done will change the game for you, okay? So here's an example of a page where I only wrote down things that I actually did. There is no to-do list. There is nothing here documenting the things that I wanted or thought I needed to do but didn't get around to. None of that. Instead, all I have are the tasks that I actually did, and I write them down at the end of the day or at the end of the week whenever I get time to work in my planner. And then I also wrote down some fun little celebratory things. So I had a dress shopping appointment that day and I said yes to the dress because I am getting married this year. And so I can also use this to look back on and not only realize all the things that I accomplished in a week with all of my internship and job and graduate school appointments and all of that, but I can actually look back and see the really fun celebratory things and memory keeping too. So this has been a tremendous technique. I highly recommend it to anyone and everyone to use your planner to actually write down the things that you do each day and the things that you did get done each day, and do not use it to write down the things that you think you need to get done. If you want to do that, you can add a running task list somewhere, tear it out at the end of the week and throw it away. That way, the things that you did not get done are not sitting there haunting you for the rest of ever. Instead, all you have is this documentation of all the incredible things that you did get done and the ways that you did make progress towards your goals. So that is tip number 1. Use your planner to document the things that you actually got done, the progress that you've actually made, instead of using it as a running to-do list that you never quite get around to finishing. All right, let's talk about the next way to use your planner. I've used this one this month in February to actually track some of my daily habits. I don't put any pressure on myself to actually complete those daily habits. These are just daily habits that I know make my life better, and so if I do get them done, I get to highlight that day, and then I can also use that to compare to my mood or how I've been feeling lately. So if I am feeling really crummy, I can look down at my tracker and I can see how many hours of sleep did I get the last week. Maybe I haven't been getting enough sleep and that's why I'm in a horrible mood. Or I can look and see, oh my goodness, I only stretched, oh gosh, this is bad. I only stretched 7 out of the last 14 days. And as somebody who has been recovering from chronic pain the last few years, the stretching part of my routine is super important so that my chronic pain does not flare back up. So if I start to feel really tight, my particular issue is sciatica. If I start to feel really tight or a lot of pain around my hips, I can look at my planner and I can see, oh, well, that's what you did. You didn't stretch enough. So that's a great way to track the habits that make your life better and compare it to how you've been feeling. That way you can get a good idea of where those correlations exist. What habits make your life better and help support your mental health, and which ones are not so stellar. This month I have pray, Bible time, actually doing school stuff each day, stretch / yoga / and or workout, and then make my bed. So I've got different color highlighters here that I use to track each of those, and if I'm feeling particularly crummy, I can look back and say, oh, I have not done anything for school in the last 2 days, and that's probably why I don't feel great, because I know that tasks are starting to build up and I'm not getting ahead in school. And that's actually not a problem this month. There's only 1 day this whole month that I haven't done school stuff because I am studying for state exams. So I can look back and be like, oh wow, Laura, you've actually done studying, homework, and all this graduate school stuff every day but 1 day this month so far. So like, that's awesome, and I'm super proud of you, and way to use your time in a really healthy and constructive way. So as you can see, this will not only help you identify patterns that affect your mental health, but it will also help you celebrate and take note of the things that do help improve your mental health so that you can make them a more regular occurrence in the future. Another way that you can use your planner to help improve your mental health is to use it to keep track of your daily gratitudes. And I love this technique, especially if you're a person who uses the column planners with the different divided sections. So here you can see I also had a task list kind of like I have this year with tracking my daily habits. And here I just use hearts. This is my planner from last year. And I had make my bed, walk my dog, 20 minutes with God each day, 10 minutes of stretching, and gratitude list. And so I would shade in each thing that I actually did that day from that daily habits list. And then at the bottom of each part, underneath the gratitude list, I wrote, I am grateful for, I am thankful for. And so each of these days, which was 5 out of 7 days of the week, I actually wrote down a daily gratitude that I had. And I actually love looking back at this now. I'm so glad I actually kept this planner. Usually I don't keep my planners at the end of the year, but I can look back and read those daily gratitudes, and some of them are really sweet. Some of them are just very basic stuff, like I am thankful for the cutest girl dog loving me. And that's my Claire girl. I love her so much. And I can look back and say Saturday on the 11th of, I think this was January, yep, January, I'm thankful that Stephen cooked for me today because I was too sick to cook for myself. I'm thankful for bedtime meditation on YouTube. I am thankful for hair that is easy to manage and for good hair days. So not everything is super deep universe thankfulness, but just one small thing to be grateful for every day, and keeping track of that in your planner can help cultivate so much happiness, joy, and contentment in your life, because you are constantly and consistently thinking about the things that you're grateful for in your life, and knowing that you're documenting that each day. It was kind of a fun game for me last year as I would go through my day and I would think, what's my gratitude gonna be tonight? And it would make me notice all the wonderful moments throughout the day. And then it was kind of a fun game, like, which one am I gonna pick today as my gratitude? So yeah, that's a really great way to help support your mental health and your mindset and your overall happiness and contentment in life while using your planner. And the last way that I suggest you use your planner to help cultivate a positive mental health state is to take all the things that have been overwhelming you. If you feel really stressed out, you feel like you've got too much going on, and just get it all down on a spare sheet somewhere. And I like to keep it in my planner. That way I never have to worry about where did that list go. I need to check and make sure I actually did everything on it, but I don't want it in the middle of my week, reminding me of all the things I haven't done. And I just need somewhere to essentially brain dump, put everything that's overwhelming me down on one page. So for example, this is from January of this year, and this was from my very first class day. And this is all my notes from one class in terms of a running to-do list. So for example, this is for my internship class in graduate school, and I had to write down the minimum on-site hours that I need for internship 1 and 2 is 300 hours each semester, with a minimum of 120 hours of direct client contact. If I ever have a question when I'm adding up my weekly and semester hours of internship where I have worked with counseling clients or where I have worked at my counseling internship site, I can go and look at this and remember that I need at least 300 hours overall and at least 120 working directly with the client. And then I also wrote down January 25th through May 13th, which was my internship semester time. That's 16 weeks. And so if you divide the hours I need between 16 weeks, that means I need at least 18 3/4 of an hour a week at my internship site, with a minimum of 8 hours a week of direct client contact hours. And then I have all the to-do lists. So when I was sitting in class and we were getting all this information thrown at us, it's very overwhelming. Suddenly you're going, okay, I'm doing graduate school, which is easily 40 to 60 hours a week of work with 4 classes. And I'm doing this full-time internship and clinical experience to get my license. And they're throwing all this information. I need to break it down. I need somewhere where I can go and reference it all throughout the semester because it is really important information. And it's all right here for me. And I can always go back and look at it. And then we also had a ton of to-do lists thrown at us that day. So we had to upload our proof of liability insurance, upload our site supervisor student contract, download our hourly log template and update it weekly, do your bi-weekly case notes. They need to be in pie format. All of these words might not mean anything to you, or maybe they do if you're in the counseling field or the medical field, and so you work with pie notes and clinical experiences and stuff like that. But basically, this 3-hour class, I was able to keep track of everything I need to keep track of for this entire semester on this one page. And I can go and I can see that I've checked off half of the things that I need to do for the semester so far, not including my hours up here. So this is great, and it's just a great way to feel like, okay, I'm in control. I'm not going to forget all the things that are on my mind, all the things that seem essential right now, that are important, that I don't want to forget, but it's also not going to get lost. It's not on a random week with half the things left undone. It's on its own separate sheet here with a tab divider right next to it for January, which was the start of the semester, so I always know where to go to find it. And then in my planner from last year, I have another example of that right here. And I've actually ran out of enough room to write it on these 2 pages. So I actually have sticky notes on there too. And this was a list of my blog post ideas. And so when I was sitting in my counseling classes last year, I would start to keep track of, in each one of these colored stars is a different topic for a blog post idea. And essentially sharing mental health tips and techniques with people. This was a way that I could keep track of all my blog post ideas in one spot. I would always know where to go. It was always in my planner, right in the back. So that was a great way for me to keep all of the information that I wanted or needed to remember to reference later in one spot in my planner, where I always knew where to look, and I could add to that list if I needed to. I am a woman who has a lot going on.
Wedding planning, graduate school full-time, an internship full-time, doing YouTube and all the creative projects that I like to do, and then having a website and a blog that helps women use creativity and mental health together.
Obviously, keeping track of all that stuff, using a planner is an invaluable tool for me, and I really love it. And I found that over the last 20 years of me using some kind of planner, that there are particular things I can do to really help protect and cultivate a positive mental health state. So let's recap really quick the 4 ways that you can intentionally use your planner. Tip number 1 is to use your planner to keep track of the things that you actually did each day instead of the things that you thought you needed to do or a running to-do list. Instead, use it as a place to document the actual progress that you made, so you can look back and celebrate that progress and celebrate all the steps that you did take each day, each week, and each month to actually create the life that you want in the future. It's a great way to focus on the things that you actually did, to see your progress, and to not get caught up on the things that you did not get done. We do not want those unfinished to-do lists following us around and haunting us, because the truth is, if we didn't get it done, it probably didn't need to get done. We just wanted to get it done. We don't need that haunting us in the future. Tip number 2 is to use your planner as a place to keep track of your daily habits that help improve your mental health. That way, if you are feeling particularly low or particularly good on a certain day, you can look at the habits that you've completed that last week, and you can identify the habits that have helped contributed to that mental health status. So you can look back and say, oh, I didn't do that habit for the last 4 days. That's probably why I feel crummy today. Or you can look back and say, I feel amazing today, and I did this one habit that contributes to my mental health almost every day this week. So that's probably why I feel so good. And we don't want to keep track of just any habits, but the ones that really help energize you, make your life better, and help make you the person that you want to be. And all of those things, that progress of working towards the person you want to be, those are habits that are going to help improve your mental health, because you're going to feel great about how you're spending your days, and that is going to lead to a positive mindset. The 3rd tip in using your planner to help your mental health is to use it to write daily gratitudes. That will help you identify each day all of the incredible things in your life, and will help you have a lens going into each day, looking, intentionally seeking the joys of your day and the things that you have to be grateful for. It's a great thing to look back on, and it's also just a great practice each day. It is a tremendous mental health technique that you can use, and a really beneficial one if you actually use it. The last tip number 4, is to use your planner as a place to keep track of categorical information that you need or want to remember. So if you have a lot of things overwhelming you and you just need to have a brain dump, have a particular section in your planner where you can always go and use that list or see that list. Or if you always want a place to reference to keep track of the assignments from a semester, or if you want to look at blog post ideas for blogs you might want to write, you can have that on one page in your planner, and you always know where to go to add to that list, to check ideas off of that list, to reference that list, and it will always be with you. So it's a great way to help clear the mental clutter because you've written it all down and now you don't have to worry about forgetting it, and you will always know where to find it. So those are my 4 tips for using your planner in an intentional way to help create a positive mental health status and to really help improve your mental health and to create the life that you really want to see for yourself in the future. I'm Laura. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos about creativity and mental health for women and where those 2 categories intersect. Make sure to like this video and leave a comment down below if you want other people to be able to find this video. If you appreciate the time that I took to film and edit this content and to share it with you, a comment and a like goes so far for helping other people find it and for helping the creators on YouTube feel appreciated. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Again, my name is Laura. Thank you for being here today, and I wish you luck on your mental health journey.